In the heart of South America, there is a language that flows with the same vitality and diversity as the rivers that run through it: Guarani. Not only is it one of the most spoken native languages nowadays, with approximately 7 million speakers, but it also possesses official status in Paraguay, sharing this honor with the Spanish language. But what makes Guarani so special, and how has it managed to stay vibrant in the modern era? We're going to tell you about it in this new episode of Prime Group. I'm Constantino de Miguel. Welcome.
Te koponana. Yaro po akage ang maite lumbati. Ako order oga piau atu tupanyo isapama bae pangoin bae panoin. Pero ki haja oi koteme ma okku. Katoma cha ko adu piwe nyangale kode.
Guarani belongs to the Tupi-Guarani language family, a group of indigenous languages that spread across much of South America before the arrival of Europeans. Its history is as deep as the roots of tropical trees, with evidence indicating that its utilization can be traced back over 6 centuries. Originally spoken by the Guarani people, its influence spread from the Atlantic to the depths of South America, reaching territories of what we now know as Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, and Uruguay. The Jesuits played a fundamental role in the preservation and promotion of the Guarani language from the 16th century onwards. They learned and taught the language to evangelize the Guarani indigenous people and established missions where Guarani was used in education, administration, and liturgy. They compiled dictionaries and grammars, contributing to its standardization. Despite their expulsion in the 18th century, their legacy in the use and importance of Guarani endures, being an integral part of Paraguayan culture. In Paraguay, Guarani is not just a language, it is a cornerstone of national identity, much more than the Paraguayan harp. By the way, Guarani is also the name of the national currency. Returning to the language, we must say that bilingualism is not an imposed policy, but an admirable consensus in which 2 languages enrich the cultural heritage of the country. 2 languages add up, don't subtract, don't cancel each other out, as sadly happens in other countries where dominant language of political elite ends up marginalizing or burying any other. We maintain that the magnificence of Guarani and the power of Spanish are mutually reinforcing occurrences, to the degree that Paraguay serves as a vibrant experiment of bilingualism, where both Guarani and Spanish are instructed in educational institutions, spoken in households, utilized in governmental operations, and have an equal impact in the media, such as Radio Nanduti. The reality is that approximately 87% of the population in Paraguay speaks Guarani, which makes it one of the few countries in the world where an indigenous language and a European language coexist on equal terms and have equal importance. It has to be mentioned that a lot of Paraguayans also communicate using a combination referred to as Jopara, which is a fusion of Guarani and Spanish languages. According to some Paraguayan intellectuals, such as the late writer Augusto Roa Bastos, Jopara, a hybrid and mestizo, is not a healthy phenomenon for the culture of Paraguay. On the contrary, one language ends up wearing down and contaminating the other. According to the author of Son of Man, this mixture may work orally, but on the other hand, it is disastrous in formal writing and prevents Paraguayan writers and intellectuals from being known outside the country. In any case, let's assume that Guarani has enriched Spanish. In Roa Bastos' own literature, particularly in his monumental work I, the Supreme, Guarani is portrayed as a melodious, soft, and musical language. Guarani music transcends borders with artists like Perla, who popularized songs in this language during the 1970s, demonstrating the capacity of Guarani to establish emotional connections with audiences worldwide.
Comienza a amanecer sobre la esfera del reloj, son casi las 6, tan tarde y tú sin volver.
Paraguayan cinema additionally provides works in Guarani, like Siete Cajas, which utilizes the language to narrate authentically Paraguayan stories, thereby demonstrating its cultural significance.
Entendeme que viene mitad. Son 7 cajas que tenés que cuidar como tu vida. ¿Entendiste, pa? Cambié la mercadería con otro blanca.
Paraguay 1.600 millones más fuera.
Guarani in Paraguay provides an extremely valuable lesson to the world regarding the preservation of indigenous languages. It is a unique case where the language of the conquered survives just like the language of the conqueror. However, the most crucial aspect is that Guarani instructs us that it is feasible for a language to uphold its significance and develop in a globalized context, as long as there exists a collective dedication to its promotion and safeguarding. For nations facing similar challenges, such as Spain with Catalan and Castilian, Guarani serves as an inspiring example of how mutual respect, promotion, and teaching of both languages in a territory can actually enrich a country, contributing to its cultural diversity and linguistic heritage. To put it simply, in order for Guarani to thrive, it has never been denied or overshadowed by Spanish, just as Spanish has not imposed or marginalized Guarani in the more than 400 years of their coexistence and shared history. The secret lies in coexistence precisely and in harmony, as they are the key to success. Indeed, in Guarani, friendship has a lovely connotation. It is referred to as anguiru. The word is made up of anga, which signifies soul, and iru, which signifies companion. So a friend transforms into a soul companion, as you already know. Despite being spoken by 7 million people, Guarani faces challenges in terms of its teaching and preservation. In spite of the efforts made by the government, the absence of educational resources and training poses a threat to its future. Spanish appears to be prevailing in the game on its own due to its widespread use on the internet, including apps and social media platforms. If this exploration of Guarani has sparked your interest and curiosity, I encourage you to visit our blog at primevoices.com, where you will find additional information and resources. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and share it. And if you have any personal comments regarding Guarani, feel free to leave them down below. I would be delighted to read and respond to them. I am Constantino de Miguel, and I want to say to you in the Guarani language, Kuriyay Koye. I hope to see you soon.